Welcome back to the ASUS ROG DreamLeague live here from the DreamHack Monster Energy Studios. Game 1, Alliance versus Vega. At the start of the game, or after the draft, it was said, you know, with this lineup, Alliance, they have 5 cores. Shame or fools with them. They actually, I think, Lumi, you were the ones that said, you know, it's not going to go late.
Yeah, Vega should have won in 20 minutes.
Vega should have won in 20 minutes. What went wrong? What went wrong?
I think, well, there were so many chaotic fights. It's really hard to say, because to me that the game wasn't down to the strategical aspects of it. It's just the fights dragged on so long that you had so many kind of individual micro exchange. You had like Slaughter was chasing one dude and Doom was chasing another. It just came down to like the individual plays, and there's a lot of individual plays in that game.
Well, for me, it had a lot to do with S4 and his Brewmaster. Like in the time when they needed it, when the Bristleback was like more net worth than your entire team, and he was just spinning in the air for like 75% of the team fight. You know, that's what gave them the breathing room in this game, I think.
Yeah, I think the Alliance draft was just countering a lot of the aspects of the Vega draft, because you had the Doom for like late game. If you get Aghanim's Refresher, you can just remove 2 heroes immediately. Yeah. And there's no other hero that can do that. Like, and you had the Brewmaster for control against the Bristle. And I was kind of like I talked about during the game, but he didn't go for the Drunken Haze. Like, until the very late stage of the game, I was like, what's going on?
He had 1 point in it when like for ages.
Here's the thing though, I thought the game hinged on that one entire fight. And if Vega won that fight, we'll be singing a different tune. We'll be like, oh, you know, Alliance is too greedy, you know, that kind of stuff. And
is that the fight?
That's the fight.
That is the fight.
Go.
It's the fight for the Luminous analysis.
All right, so this is where Vega was doing very well in lane. Bristleback was completely dominating. They just got Aegis, and they're looking to break the high ground from Alliance. So with a huge advantage, one would imagine, I was sitting back, I was like, all right, this is GG, you know, let's go.
Yeah.
So this is a high ground base break. And Bulldog, his Doom target of choice was the most ballsy one. He went for the Centaur. Now, if you Doom the Centaur and he like ults before, then you just waste your Doom. But he prevented the Stampede from coming out. And to me, that's actually...
No,
it was not this fight. There was another fight.
There was a different fight.
Yeah.
You got the wrong replay.
No.
But this is an important replay for the sense that it's about the base defense replay. So as soon as the Brew splits, as well as the Doom chasing out, like this kind of chaotic fight to me is already Alliance victory, because they've taken a fight away from the Rexes. I'm not sure exactly why the Wisp decided to suicide there, because he was fine. And what you guys talked about how Brewmaster kept sending the Bristleback up in the air. And they delayed him long enough that the rest of the team chased away Vega. So now Bristleback can't really fight as effectively without the Wisp.
It could have been different if Bristleback went for like first item Black King Bar instead of like doing the Crimson Sange.
Well, even if he got first item BKB, like the duration of it was so low towards the end.
Yeah, that's what.
Yeah, that's true. But it would have made a huge difference in the earlier fights. Where
In that fight, it would have made a huge difference.
Like all the time, I was flying in the air. You couldn't do anything.
Yeah, in that fight, Bulldog doomed Slaughter, which was huge because there was no crush, and Bristleback needed every bit of lockdown that he could have gotten, and the amp damage would have been huge too. So.
A lot of chase in this game as well, with a lot of blink daggers and force staffs by people. I really like the way that Vega, at the start of the game at least, weaved in and out of the fights with those items and just was able to control it a lot. Normally, Vega is a team that sometimes likes to go all in and go ham, but they actually seem to be in control when their heroes until the base push.
That had a lot to do with Alliance's choice of heroes. Like they did lack Disable, so a lot of these fights, especially with Centaur, could be easily like in their favor. But the thing was, when S4 got the good initiation and he got his ultimate off, like, there was a few fights he got jumped on. When he got the ultimate off, it was so huge. Like it just controlled him so well.
Yeah, when the ultimate went off, it rendered Wisp and Witch Doctor somewhat useless. If the Witch Doctor could channel a full duration ultimate every fight, I think
the one.
Yeah.
But the thing is, he had a Witch Doctor ult, level 16, Aghanims. You know, it's amazing, full duration. And they still didn't win the fight.
It was like 45 minutes into the game when there were Shivas, Vlad.
A lot of armor.
Yeah, at that point it was a bit too late.
It kind of won the fight, but it didn't win the fight. But
yeah,
it did a lot. He did like 7.5k damage.
7,000 damage.
Do you feel like maybe Vega's draft wasn't versatile enough in terms of also having a bit of extra magic damage?
Like I was talking about their win condition, they need to like win early and then pressure and kind of win in like the 30-minute mark, because they need to be able to jump in the base and kill Alliance and then
Yeah.
take racks from that. They
Yes.
can't just straight up push, because that's not gonna work.
Wait, can we roll that clip one more time? Because I had a question for 8mother and you guys, because I thought it was somewhat strange.
No, we can't do that.
We can't do that?
No.
Just our
Just
clip is once.
denied.
No.
We just don't have the technology to run it one more time.
2015, boys.
Oh, he's
He's looking for a different clip, I
for a
think.
different clip. Because Bristleback was hitting the tier 3 tower, and then Slar initiated with the Blink Rush. So my question is, do they even need to do that? Because you have your Bristle hitting the T3 already. Why don't you just let the Bristle keep hitting T3? You have Aegis on him. Make them initiate into you. And that's where I think the Slaughter defensively could crush, or the Centaur defensively could ult. I found it really strange that they went for it. But in any case, we have apparently another replay.
Do we have another replay? I'm not sure. Yes,
do.
we do.
We do. Let's go.
And it's time for the other replay.
All right, so this is where they
He dooms
doomed the Centaur.
Yeah.
And I think
Before
Centaur,
Stampede.
Centaur had Ags this fight, I believe.
Yeah, you did, yeah.
Yeah, and then it's like, okay, well, now we just lost our core. And now the Cloud Bolt was so big.
As far as the buyback,
That was 2 hits from Bristleback with Amplify on S4.
Yep.
But that was so huge, because if they don't do that, I don't see them winning the fight. Like,
look how little no one can do as well when he's doomed.
Yep.
This is Solo relocates
this
him
is a
out.
really good play from
Yeah.
Solo.
He
And
had
then
a
he
lot
even
of good
survives.
Yeah, he survived this one too.
Kind of ridiculous, actually.
Is this the one where he had a TP?
Yeah.
This was awesome, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah.
At that point in the game, I just thought that there was no way Alliance could lose anymore. Because even Undyne picked up a
The Ghost Scepter.
Crimson Guard, and then a Ghost Scepter
Yeah.
later on.
Yeah.
It's just like the team got so tanky.
And then when
Every time they went high ground, they hit the ranged racks. They hit the melee racks. If they had hit the ranged racks, would there have been a difference? Because I think they would have gotten at least the ranged racks.
It wouldn't have been huge, at least. It would
Okay.
have been, sure, maybe, but that was not game
I don't think
breaking
it
at
would
all.
have made a difference.
Not
No.
game winning. Okay. So what does Vega need to do differently? Because they had a pretty good roll at the start of the game.
I think they had the right idea of what they need to do. Like this aggressive, like fast-paced tempo, run at you, chaotic kind of fighting strat is the way to go. But maybe they need to put some more thought into it. Maybe some more late game. Maybe something like a Slark or similar, like carry. Bristleback falls off very much, and they had like 2 or 3 ways to counter him. So
yeah, I think focusing on getting a hero just to take high ground.
Yeah.
Because we saw in the first replay we showed, they had like 10 seconds or 15 seconds to actually do damage before Alliance could actually do anything.
Right.
And maybe not give away the Doom.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, they had, in theory, maybe the Centaur was a bit of a high ground go hero, but if you doom him, then they kind of can't. We can see what the teams have in store for each other because we are in draft number 2 for the game between Vega Squadron and Alliance. And may I just point out that this is a game that decides which one of these 2 teams will move on to go to the top 2 of DreamHack Winter. Because
This is
both teams are already
literally
going to
D-game, right?
DreamHack
This is
Winter.
D-game.
This is
Yeah.
D-game because Alliance has to win 2 in order to win. And so they've already won 1. Vega only needs to win 1, but this is the one if they can. So being top 2 in the standings means that you skip day 1 at DreamHack Winter. So you basically get a day off to study your opponents
Vega Squadron.
and then
Give them
continue
the
playing
IO
another
again.
day.
yeah, they have to take the
2.
iron there.
Alliance's turn
Now,
to pick.
does
There's
Alliance
no
do the
Doom.
tiny? Yeah.
Yeah.
Tiny without the
Did they
blow.
do Tusk or Slaughter?
Alliance's
Lich.
turn to pick.
Tiny Lich.
Is that the
Vega
new dual lane?
Squadron's
Tiny
turn
Lich
to
dual
pick.
lane?
It's not bad.
It isn't
It's
bad.
probably it's a Bambo Tiny with a hint of Alliance.
Huh?
Vega Squadron's turn
Will they go
to
offlane
battle.
Tiny though? I don't think so.
No, I think it's
No.
mid.
They can.
They can.
It's very versatile. Like
It
I mean-
requires a different play style from the player handling it and also the team. Because the way that Bambo plays his Tiny is that he kind of
10 seconds
let his team
remaining.
tank a ton of spells and then he come in to pick people
you
off.
mean the 4-stab blink kind
Yeah,
of?
yeah, that kind of.
5
utility
seconds
Tiny.
remaining.
I have not seen Bulldog play it that way, so.
He's played heroes like Clockwork in the past, though.
Yeah.
He can do the
Reserve time.
initiation kind of.
It's not just the initiating though, but you let your team kind of take hits
Yeah.
and then he comes in to clean up.
At the same time, we just saw S4 being the offlane, so they can swap it around and put Bullock on the solo safe lane and something else entirely.
But I mean, Loda is generally like the carry Tiny,
Mm-hmm. We haven't
and he's
seen,
very
like,
comfortable with the hero. So
What do you guys think of Ogre
Alliance's
as a combo?
turn
Like a
to
little
battle.
for Lions,
baby IO. You know, you get the
Bloodlust.
bloodlust up, but it's like.
the baby IO.
I think you focus too much on early game supports and not enough for team fights.
Yeah.
Because like
10 seconds remaining.
last game, like if the bristleback was kited enough, then you just lose
5
all your
seconds
damage. And I could see the situation being developed for Tiny, where sure you have Bloodlust on him, you have Lich backing him up, but if he gets kited, then you can just lose way too much damage. I think it's better to pick another support that could give you more team fight. For example, Disruptor will be good here because there's a Wisp on the other side. It gives you the AoE, it gives you the catch in the team fights.
I agree. I think that could work very well. But at the same time, then you have two really like
Passive support's got an early game.
and weak. They don't have much HP. They're very
And you're against a Tuskar as well. who's-
exactly. They can just roll in and kill you. It's
Yeah.
mm,
They removed the Batrider though. Vega Squadron.
So far, it's all S4 heroes getting denied on the side of Vega.
That's a Mindnuts hero.
Oh yeah, excuse me.
Did you not
excuse
see
me.
that? Like the last
I did
game,
see.
he took the role from.
It's like, Loda, move over. Here comes the real carry.
Yeah. That was amazing. Actually.
Yeah.
So Vega likes to play Sven quite a bit, and they have the Wisp already. Do you think it's worth a ban here?
I think everything that is kind of like a melee carry is gonna
10
be
seconds
less
remaining.
likely.
kited by the Lich. Like Lich armor is gonna do so much this game if they try to go for either
5
bristleback
seconds
or
remaining.
Even the Craggy on top of that as
yeah,
well.
exactly.
Okay,
It's
so
gonna
you're
be-
not worried about CK, you're not worried about Sven.
Are you worried about
Reserve
Gyrocopter?
time.
Gyro's pretty good. I think that's the best one of those.
Necrolite works as well.
Yeah,
it's
Necro
very
as
good
well.
with Tuskar. You can always save.
They're still AA though. Maybe they should ban that if they want Necro. They're still Dazzle.
They fourth banned Necrolite or AA last game Vega Squadron when they picked the IO themselves.
Do Alliance ever play Shen anymore?
We asked Aki about
We
that
asked
actually,
Aki.
and he said there's a possibility for it.
Yeah. So no, they don't.
Maybe they want the Necro, they ban the AA.
Alliances turn to ban.
They do like their dual healing supports to Vega. You know, like Witch Doctor, Dazzle
Yeah.
with the IO.
Dazzle IO is broken, man. Absolutely
Didn't win
broken.
last game though. Oh, actually,
That was
no, they
Witch
got that
Doctor.
That was
Witch
Witch
Doctor.
Doctor.
10
Yeah.
seconds remaining.
Still double heal.
It's still.
It's not good
similar.
enough, man. If you can grave the IO and just keep him
5
alive,
seconds remaining.
that's insanely good.
Reserve
Banning
time.
out the TA. Afraid of no one's Templar Assassin on the Dire squad.
I don't blame them.
Yeah, maybe because they want the tiny mid, they don't want to be up against the TA
Yeah.
or something like that. You could do tiny lich dual mid. It's pretty strong.
Especially against an
There you
IO
go.
who like needs early levels.
Yeah, if they
Well,
decide to go IO mid.
Yeah.
Depends on the heroes.
Yeah, both
Mm.
teams have actually a lot of flexibility in terms of lanes and where they're going to go with it.
Yeah.
And the CK is actually the partner for the IO that they choose to remove. And there's the Gyro
Ah.
instead. They pick it
Vega
themselves.
squadrons turn to
Yeah.
pick.
That's pretty smart.
Still a hero like Beastmaster in the pool. I know Mag is definitely fond of that. It combos up well with IO. It's very, very good against Gyrocopter as well. If you get an early Necro book, you just roar and focus them down.
True.
Is there any kind of combination you'd like to see with the Tiny in terms of toss combos? We still have the Slaughter in the pool. Obviously, Loda
10
probably going to play the
seconds
Gyro
remaining.
instead. But Slaughter also offlane hero, also support hero.
5
Could be a new
seconds
My Nuts
remaining.
hero upcoming.
Maybe they could toss in a Shaker support or something like that for an Echo Slam.
That's a possibility too.
Alliances turn to pick.
You can snowball over the Fisher though. I'm thinking
it's
about what
it's
they
more-
can how they can stop initiations. I guess for the Razor it's actually really good. And in terms of disable, they
They need some.
yeah. So does Vega, by the way.
Disruptor is still pretty good. Like you use Static Storm on the snowball if you want.
You know, on
stuff
top of
like that.
yourself. It's actually very powerful
10
against
seconds
Tusk.
remaining.
Yeah. And Glimpse is always useful if you want
5
to chase them
seconds
and or.
remaining.
There's that disruptor.
There we go.
Good call.
Vega squadrons
We were talking about how, like,
turn to pick.
Early game, the supports aren't as powerful, but Gyrocopter as a core like does so much early game damage that
Yeah.
it kind of
Maybe
makes
you
up.
help out your
It
weak
makes
supports.
up for it, yeah.
I think it's a very smart pick by Alliance. Like they were considering banning the gyro, but they're like, we can just ban the CK and take the gyro ourselves.
Mm-hmm.
Then it's like a win-win situation.
Razor is not one of those cores that can fight very early on. So you kind of want to supplement him with something else as well that can
10
fight or can help to
seconds
fight. Which hero would you like to see for Vega for?
I mean, Razor is great at fighting early, so
if he
5
gets his mech.
seconds remaining.
yeah, exactly. He often has a good lane since he's such a strong.
But
There it
that's
is, the
the yeah, because you normally want to have a dual
Alliances
core
turn
with
to
the Razor anyway.
yeah,
so.
of course. He's not a great what's it called?
This is a very
Late gamer.
risky pick, in my opinion.
The
Like,
Ember
into Disruptor, like Disruptor. is
Into
prob-
Tiny as well.
into the Lich.
Yeah, I'm not
What
sure.
do you mean?
10
No, I mean like
seconds remaining.
into disruptor.
Yeah, I know, I get it.
Yeah, like you can always catch him. It's
And he's not that strong of a laner either.
Yeah, I think Lich is going to be a great... I mean, if you run the Lich into the lane of Ember.
Ember and Wisp.
Yep. And then more importantly, Tiny, once he gets a blink, your Ember shield is going to get melted immediately.
This
so.
kind of looks like the game that NIP played against Vega
Mhm.
when he drafted the TA IO stuff.
at least Ember has some disable, you know,
Yeah.
so you can pick up if you want Mag to play
10
the
seconds remaining.
Tusk, you can pick up maybe a Lina to round off your draft and get a nice
5
early
seconds
Aghanims.
remaining.
Yeah, that's very true.
I would like to see a clockwork from Mag on the side of Vega. I think they need that extra
Reserve
control to
time.
just make sure that they can retreat if necessary. And I think if they fight, they have to be the one to initiate, and they don't really have that strong of initiation.
I feel like they need
apart from
damage
Snowball.
on top of the control as well. Maybe like a Centaur again. Something that
Good one.
could let them initiate and... Because Razor, Ember, they're okay damage on, but I feel like you need a little bit more burst.
Alliance's turn to pick.
Because Tiny's going to be very tanky. Gyro's going to be very tanky with the Frost Armor.
Yeah.
Could work, for sure.
Slardar got removed, so no Mind Nut Slardar, unfortunately, which would have not been a Mind Nut Slardar, I guess, because there's both a Lich and a Disruptor, but
Hmm.
just want to prevent that minus armor from coming out. More disable as well.
They could go with something like an anti-mage and put the... I haven't seen
10
Gyrocopter mid
seconds remaining.
in a long time. Or like do a dual offlane with Gyro and Lich or something like that.
And so you
5
think that it will be
seconds
Bullock on a
More
tiny?
greed. I know they're like super greedy. And
Yeah.
their supports aren't really that greedy.
And
so-
Loda is a big advocate for like the
Reserve
rocket
time.
gyro.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which like, I played some pubs with him. He used to go the Tranquils, Yules, and max out rocket kind of build.
Okay,
Yes.
offlane Night Stalker.
Gives them a lot of control.
Squadron's turn
Silence
to
for
pick.
damage.
I honestly thought that when they picked their pick a Gyro, they were thinking about a Lone Druid pick. And then the Razor pick after that was so smart because Razor traditionally very good against the Barriers
Yeah,
Link.
yeah, that's
and
true.
So Alliance picking up the Night Stalker instead. Kind of just a good all-round team. Gives you a good silence against the Ember.
They're lacking a little bit in lockdown, I guess. But at the same
10
time, they have some,
seconds
but
remaining.
they need to catch them.
It's all, a lot on Tiny.
5
If you can get a
seconds
Blink Dagger, you
remaining.
can get the instant initiation.
Could be
because,
a
like the Night Stalker has to walk into silence. You know what I mean? Like he has
Yeah.
to. Like, there's a no real fast initiation. They've got
What do you
links.
pick for Wisp combo here? Do you use the Ember for a Wisp combo?
You did ban AA.
I guess Ember Wisp combo is not that bad.
No, it's
Helps to sustain as well. You want to have someone that can
You
save the Ember.
could
if
go for the
necessary.
Bristleback again.
the Beastmaster.
Bristleback would be okay.
You kind of want the lockdown, as
You
you
need
need talking about. Like
yeah.
Beastmaster is perfect.
You combats the Night Stalker vision as well.
10
You know, like-
seconds
At the same time,
remaining.
Nightstalker kind of combats your vision.
And
Yeah,
in
yeah.
Like
terms
the
of
bird is
vision,
kind of not so useful in
5
darkness.
seconds.
Clockwork would give some
remaining.
vision.
Clockwork is very good against the Nightstalker.
And it's gonna be
Dazzle?
Dazzle.
So
It's gonna be
Tusk is
core
going to be
Tusk.
the offlane, yeah.
Interesting.
Alright.
Like Dazzle Wisp combo is so good, man.
And I think also Dazzle will be a prime silence target because if you're Night Stalker now, you want to silence.
Everybody.
You want to silence everybody basically. So and I think that's kind of splitting the odds there maybe a bit. Hopefully being spread out a lot so that Disruptor can't get a 5-man static storm because that would be kind of disastrous. So what are we thinking? Who's gonna take this one? Second game, the deciding game. Who's gonna skip a day?
I'm gonna go with Vega. I think their Ember Spirit, I haven't seen it in a while, and when I did, it was very, very dominant. And they know
Okay.
what to play. with
Well,
the
you were
auto.
right first game. So are you gonna jump on the 100% win rate chance today? Ape Mother.
I actually believe in Alliance. They have like a very well-rounded draft, and they have. I think the late game is better than Vegas. So
Okay. Lumi deciding vote for the couch.
I'm going to go with Alliance as well. They have two very weak support, but on the other side, it's not like Vega's kind of punishing them with aggressive supports running at them. So to me, the Lich is going to secure them the lane, especially if you could pair it against Ember. I feel like that's going to give Alliance a laning advantage.
Okay, well, who is going to get the advantage at DreamHack Winter? That's the question. That's what we're going to find out in this game of Vega taking on Alliance with OD Pixel and Ape Mother. You better get over there.
yep.